Hello, I'm Tennyson, and this is my fourth stream, and today I'm going to paint Rambo from Last Blood. Or I guess more correctly, I'm going to be painting Sylvester Stallone, acting as Rambo from Last Blood. So last time I accidentally didn't press record or stream when I was making another little portrait of Rambo, because in stream 2 I painted Rambo from First Blood, and then in stream 3 I wanted to paint Rambo from Last Blood. At the time, for both streams, I was working mostly on their faces because I wanted a bit more practice drawing portraits and really capturing the likeness of someone. In terms of my long-term goals, this is really important because if I'm drawing characters in stories, I really will need to be able to capture how the characters look quite quickly. So again, with my time limits. So because last time I didn't actually do a full stream, again because I didn't press record or stream, I'm going to try to draw this reference again. This is from the trailer Last Blood. And instead of just focusing on Sylvester Stallone's face, I'm going to try to draw the entire painting and see how far I get in 45 minutes. So let's get a timer going. There we go. And I'm going to give myself 45 minutes exactly. And let's start now. Okay, cool. So normally the first thing I would start off with is to paint a basic background. So I'm just looking at what sort of color the sky would be, and then away we go. That looks a bit too blue, so we'll just use a slightly grayer color. Oops, that's not ideal. Okay, let's just move that back a bit more. There we go. Okay, now there's a bit more space. So normally I start with the most basic parts of the background. For example, the sky is basically one color. Then much of the desert was also one color. So we will fill that in as well, and then just go with a larger brush. Okay. And that's a bit too concentrated again in terms of the color, and then that's okay, we'll just readjust as we go and then try to get a basic background, at least initially. So a large part of my training exercises with the 1000 paintings or with my shorter exercises is to sort of capture the most important bits of any aspect of a drawing, whether it's making sure that your character looks like who you're drawing or painting, or right now making sure that the background is at least sensible. So right now I'm looking at the ratios because of sky and ground on ground, because composition is quite important in the painting. So I'm just trying to get a basic idea. Then looking at, so I've got the real basics down now. I've got sky and I've got land. Now looking at this photo, obviously other than the main subject, Mr. Stallone, in the background the most striking object is the car behind him, or the truck. So that's the first thing that we'll add in now. And actually there could be a bit more orange in this ground, so let's just add that in now. Okay, and then just doing broad strokes Okay, cool. And then really we could actually start to mix this in. I'm just doing it sort of randomly. Again, because at least for me, the main focus isn't the background. It's still going to be the portrait of Sylvester Stallone. So I'm just giving some basic texture in. Okay, cool. Then, just because I'm not too confident yet, I'm going to use another layer for the car in case I do something wrong with it, basically. So, okay, then it looked like the car was about here. No, not right. So Stallone's here, and then the car should be about here, and then coming this way, I think. Yes and no. Oops. So actually, the front of the car I think is more there. And then it's more like that, maybe. That line there and this line there. That actually seems like quite a long car. Oops, I can actually close this now. Then I don't get confused again. So what's really cool with these practices where I'm using photo references is I get to paint things that I normally wouldn't paint, and thereby get some practice doing things I normally wouldn't do. For example, I almost never draw cars, and definitely not at this sort of wide angle. So to me this is a really good practice. Wait, that's not right. Okay. Okay, so then if the tire is here roughly, then trying to get a basic idea of where this should go, because there's a great sweeping line coming across this way. So then I'm just trying to make sure that I understand what I'm seeing, because then I'm seeing there should be part of the truck that's here, I think. But then this is why I like this sort of practice, because once I start making stories in that, there won't just be people in my stories, there's going to be a lot of... Okay, that's not right either. Okay, there's going to be a lot of objects and all sorts of things in my story. So I'm also going to need to learn to draw all these things. Okay, I need to go back all the way to basics. I need to simplify this. Otherwise, I'm never going to finish this car. So essentially, it's a rectangle with a vanishing point there. And then if you connect it this way, and then come down, then you've got a bit of a... essentially a bit of a vehicle going. And then if we make this line here, then there's the engine, I guess, and then I make another line here. Vanishing point should be like that, and like that, and then I guess the cabin would be like that, and then that, and I wonder if that's correct. Yes and no. Okay, so then there should be more. And then there'll be a door here, and then another side piece here, and then Sylvester Stallone will be there. Okay, cool. I'm starting to get it, I think. So then it's a bit too dark, but that's okay. At least we're getting somewhere. Okay, well, really, this is all we'll see, and then the Stallone will be here. So we'll just simplify that, and then And because the car's a bit dirty from all the dust in the desert, it'll be a bit of this color mixed in with the white. Okay, and then there'll be a much darker color for the tires. Probably not that dark, again because of all the dirt in there. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then be a bit of this color. Pink, yes. Okay, and they actually could be a lot darker as well. The tires. Yes, and then there should be some shadow. And now's a good point to talk about light sources. The sun seems to be over here somewhere off the photo because there's a shadow under the side mirror here. And I guess it also explains why there are highlights on this side of Mr. Stallone's face. And then I'm not too sure, there might be another secondary light source here, or it could just be ambient light, I'm not too sure. But that does mean then that should be shadow here. Let's make the tire a bit thicker. And really there should be shadow. Oh, that's interesting, it looks more like that. I guess so, because, okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Then the shadow underneath here, because it's under the car. Okay. Oops. So then, that's the top of the hood of the car. And then again, there's the dirt everywhere. Seems to be actually lighter than that, which means, okay. It seems a bit too bright, but we'll work on that. It's fine. Yeah, okay. So I'm just trying to get the basic idea down for the shape of the car. I'm starting to get a bit worried that I'm taking too much time on just the car, so we might have to move on soon. But before we do, let's just make some basic adjustments. There's a frame around this window. Okay, and then again on this side, but more so here because there's shadow here in the sun. And then there's a bit on this side as well. Okay, and then, oh, that's white. I think there's a bit more. That's too saturated now, but there's a bit of color here. Oops, I'm just trying to get a bit more balanced color here. There we go. Okay, because this is a bit in the shade, then it's a bit of a different color, and then okay, cool. Then there's the window, and here we go, sort of. Okay, it's at least the rough idea is down. We can get the finer details in when we have more time near the end of the process. At least after I've made sure that a lot of the other core things are down. Okay, then this is saying that there should be a strip down here, and then a side mirror comes up like this, causing a shadow, and then there should be some light here where there's the actual mirror. Yeah, it's not the best, but I think for now it's okay. Again, I'm just trying to get the basic shape in because I still really want to focus on painting Mr. Stallone. So just a basic idea of the car for now is fine, I think. And then we can move on and start painting Sylvester Stallone. Okay, then let's think. What do you want to start with? Let's start with his face. And I'm just coming back to the reference photo to see roughly where his face is in the photo. So the top of his head is near the top of the painting, and it's more, in terms of the rule of thirds, the lines would be roughly here, I guess. So he's still sort of in the center. This. And then I'm thinking it's more like this. He's looking off to the side. So yes, it's something like this, which would make a bit of sense in terms of the relation to the car. So then we'll have something going on here. Then I'm just going to add a bit of shadow where his neck will be. And then we can start putting in more colors here. Okay, cool. And there we go. And then we've got at least a basic idea of where things go. So he's looking to the side. There's a not quite 3/4, but almost view. And then I just remember from the last few times painting, the shape of his nose has changed from when he was in First Blood. So I'm just putting that in now. Then there's roughly where his eye would be and roughly where his other eye would be. Then they're trying to get the signature Sylvester Stallone sort of the way he shapes his mouth, I guess. Okay, so I've got a basic idea now of where his face will be, and then I can start looking at the other things. So he's wearing a green army jacket, so we can start adding that in now. It is very dark. Looking at, so it's actually around his neck, and then it pops up like that. Oh, that's really dark. Okay, let's just add in. How does that look? Actually, doesn't need to be that dark, so we'll just use a slightly different shade of green. Okay. Actually, on this side it goes like that. Okay, cool. Then I'm just going to start getting the basic shapes in. And then I'll add in the more complex shapes, I guess, later. Okay. And then it actually goes down quite a lot. It slumps down over there. Okay, and then we just chop this away. Cool. Then, oops, what did I do? Okay, cool. Then let me switch to the larger brush again. And then I've got the basic shape of his jacket. I'm just going to go a bit darker and then bring in some of the folds again that I know should be here. And then I think there's a bit more here to it. Okay, and then again the sun's coming from this direction, so there should be shade here. Okay, cool. Then he's wearing sort of a dark, almost a black shirt. So we'll just add that in now as well. And then extend his neck is a bit more. Okay, cool. At least I've got the bare bones down now for Sylvester Stallone. Then now I want to see what I want to add. So actually he looks a lot more orange than what I have here. So I'm going to add a bit more red, I think. And then make this a bit bigger and see if we can't make, yeah. I think that's closer to, that's a bit too much actually. Okay. I'm just trying to add a bit more red in. So one really great tip that I got before looking at some professionals painting is to not be afraid of painting over what you already have. So then if you make a mistake, that's okay, basically. You can always, especially with digital painting, you can always just paint over it and it's not really a problem. Okay, so I think that's a bit closer to his skin color in the photo, but I mean I can always work on it later. Right now I think maybe some work on his hair would be good. So he seems to have this sort of a hairstyle. Well, at least I'm trying to block out some of it. So then we get the basic shape right at least. Then actually his ear should be here. And then this is where his hair will be. Okay. Use a slightly larger brush. So right now I'm just trying to get the basic shape of his hairstyle in. I will refine it a lot more later. But a lot of what I'm doing right now is everything is just all about the basic shapes. And then once the basics are all down on this entire painting, I'll go back and then add more details pretty much everywhere. But in the meantime, it's all about the basic shapes. So you just keep looking back and forth and try to fill it in as best I can. Okay, now looking at this, I feel like even the basic shape of his head doesn't look like, yes, I do need to study soon, that's okay. Even the basic shape of his head doesn't really look like Sylvester Stallone, so we'll come back here and look at what we need to do to fix that. And then start working in basically. And then, oh, that's too much. My music stopped. Might be because, no, there we go, cool. Okay. And I'm just looking how to see how to adjust the shape of his head, basically. So then it's actually more like that. That's interesting. Then obviously Sylvester Stallone has a very wide jaw and chin. Very masculine, so that's good. And then I feel like I might have to move everything a bit higher to make more space here. For his nose, because otherwise it feels a bit too short. I feel this doesn't look quite right, but I'll have another look at so again, this does feel like it should be even longer here. So we'll add that in now. And then something more like that. Then, if I remember correctly, this, oops, wrong color. This actually opens up basically. Now this feels like too much. Let me try that. And then maybe we need to move the mouth down as well. So right now I'm just trying to get, now that I'm working almost exclusively on his face again, I'm trying to see what I can do to get the overall shape as much as like his as possible. So, because like if I get the minor details like his eyes correct, what really makes the difference is getting the ratios across the entire face right. So that's what I'm working on right now. And trying to get as close as I can basically to the ratios that are actually on his face. Okay, oops, wrong button. Okay, so what is still missing? I feel like this side should be more straight, and I don't have that. So I'm a little concerned how my digital pen is reacting now. It's not working. It's a bit concerning. Okay, let me try unplug it and replug it in and see if it'll be a bit more responsive. Okay, hopefully that works better. Yeah. Okay, so I was saying this also should be more down here. And then it's more flat at least. Yeah. Yet it still doesn't look too much like him. I'm not too sure why. Okay, so oops. There should be a bit more up. So. Now I'm not too sure. This is a bit too extreme now, I think. Okay. For some reason there doesn't seem to be enough forehead. So then what if we cut this down a bit? Okay, let me go start on the smaller details and then maybe something will come out. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so where are the darkest areas here? It's mostly around his neck and then on this side of the eye. So let's first start with the neck. Okay, and then if I remember correctly it goes down like this from the photo. Okay. And then on the side of the eye. Okay. So those are the two areas with the most shadow. Yeah. Something's still not right here. I'm not getting this definition right. Okay, let me start to use a bit more red. Okay. This is not the right shape. I wonder what's missing. Okay. Or maybe let me try work on something else. So then, this was the head. There's the eyes. And then here's where the mouth is. Part of me is thinking if I can get the mouth right, maybe that'll help with everything else. So let's try that. Okay, that's not correct either. For some reason, even the basic shapes don't look at all like Sylvester Stallone. So I guess rather than trying to just massage this until it works, I'm just going to not be afraid of starting over and then start over, basically. Okay, so there he's looking, and then there's his nose, and I know that from the previous times I've drawn him. Okay, and then there's his grimace. Okay, and then there's his one eye, and then there's the other eye here, roundabout. Okay, and then there should be more shadow around here. And then there should be a line here. Actually goes more that way. And then there should be a line here. The crease on his lip. Okay, and then there should be some shadow on here. And we'll get to that later. Okay. I feel like that's helped a little bit. Yes, we'll see. I think part of it is also there is a bird. There we go. I think that helps a little bit. Oops. There is a bird of a curve right at the bottom on the side facing the sun. Okay, so we're starting to get somewhere, I think. I think I'm going to have to massage this quite a bit more, but that's okay. It starts now. Okay, so get back to his eyebrows then. Okay, then his piece here, as you found. Okay. It actually would be a bit darker. Let's just add that in now. And then there'll be a similar crease here. Okay. Then there'll be a few creases here and there. Oh, I'm starting to see problems now. Yes. Because his hairline's not supposed to be there. Okay, that's fine. We'll just adjust this as we go along. So there should be more space in his forehead because there's a lot of space where his wrinkles are, basically, on his forehead. Okay, so then I'm just pushing everything up again and outwards. Okay. Then it looks like I've been painting for about half an hour. Maybe a bit less, but that means I do need to speed up a bit. Otherwise I'm going to run out of time. Okay. Then I'll just add in a few more creases on his forehead. Okay, then I think maybe it's time for his eyes. And there should be a crease here. Okay, then add some light for where the white of his eye sockets are. That's probably a bit too bright, so then we'll turn it down a little bit by mixing a few colors in there. Okay, cool. There we go. There's actually a bit more blue in there than that. So let's just add that back in, both sides. And then he's looking this way. and this way. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to need a smaller brush again for the extra details around his eyes. So then actually his eyelid is wider here. And then it's a bit redder actually. Okay. Then there's also more shadow here. I feel like that's perhaps too red. So we'll just calm it down a little. And maybe more. That's not too bright. So let's just go down again. Okay. And then we have some like color there. Okay, and then we'll just break this up as well because there isn't that much. There are bags under his eyes, but they aren't that heavy. So, okay. And there's some lines here. There's some lines here for his nose. Let's make it a bit darker. There you go. Okay, cool. Oops. Okay, and then there's some more shading here. Then there are a lot of lines around here where he looks like he's wincing a bit. Okay. I think this doesn't look as intense as it should because yeah, there you go. Because his frown isn't as intense as it should be. There we go. I think that looks a bit more intense now. Yeah, cool. I think. Okay, that's a bit too thin now. Okay, cool. We're getting there slowly. Okay. And then on this side, there are going to be more wrinkles in that. And then we'll have some lines here too. And then some lines here for there'll be more lines, more light here, I mean. Is that right? I guess so. And then there's a third of skin here. There we go. Okay. I think I'm slowly getting there. Oops. That's where he should be looking, I think. Yeah, okay. And then this should come down. Cool. And then I just need to stretch this here and then push his eyebrows a bit further. Oops. Because there's still a bit of sort of fish here and there. Okay, I think that sort of works now. Maybe. Let's just carve this in a bit closer. Okay. And it looks like there's also wrinkles here. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then actually, what's making this difference on the nose is more the highlights on the face. So that's what we'll go for. And then probably we can start adding in some of the highlights here. Oops. And then here as well. Normally I would do the highlights right at the end, but I'm just starting now, so I don't forget them later on. Okay, then let's see what else I can do. I feel like this needs to go more like this. Okay. Okay, so then I think what's next is probably trying to do the nose. Trying to put it a bit lighter. Okay, then actually his nose is like this. And there we go. Got something going for his nose now at least. I guess then there should be a line going here as well. For the other side of the nose. Something still seems to be missing. I guess it really is the mouth. Oops. So then I'll try to do something more like this maybe. So yeah, serious grimaces. Is that what his mouth looks like? Hey, I think that looks right. And I don't think there should be that much space underneath his mouth. It should be more like that, I think. Okay, let me start adding that in, and then I'll try to add in some of the highlights again, like I'm supposed to. Here we go. That's probably too red, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Well, that's not the right color. Okay, I'm just mixing colors now for these lips, which don't seem to be working too well. But... okay, I think I'm slowly making it look a little like Sylvester Stallone. So the colors obviously aren't right there, but first I want to work on other things around his nose and his face and see if I can get something else, some of the other things right, and then maybe that'll help make him look more like Sylvester Stallone. And I think the face is starting to look like him, but there's something off about the ratio still. Just trying to think what it is. Is it maybe the head at the back? Yeah, that's affecting it a bit. So let's cut that off here. So then have it more blocky on this side. That's actually making it look quite a bit more like Sylvester Stallone, I think. Yeah. And then, oops. Not erase anything yet. Okay, yeah, that seems quite magical. Just cutting off some of the hair at the back has made quite a large difference, I think. Okay, then now that I've got some of the basics down, I'm going to go in and add some sort of redness to some of the areas where I think it should be more red. Particularly around his neck, because I see that's also quite red, actually. And then also more on this side. And then there are also a few more places here that should be more red. I'm just going to go in and change that a bit. And then basically everywhere where it looks more red in the photo, I'm just adding in more red into my painting, basically. So then let's see what else I can do. I think a bit more red would help in general everywhere, at least on this side of the face. Okay, I think that's helped a bit. Okay, I think that's worked out quite well. Then let's just wrap up what I was doing here with his ear. And then, oh no, time's up. Okay, hold on, let's just, oops. Okay, well unfortunately time is up, but I think this looks a bit like Sylvester Stallone. I'm glad I did at least make an attempt at the car. Oh dear, I'm not actually done with the car. Let me just quickly wrap this up then. Oops. Let me just be very quick about this. Okay. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. That's just, so that's one of the downsides of not keeping track of time too well, but that's okay. This is all about learning and growing, so it's okay. Okay, cool. Then I think I'm done for this one. And then I think I'm done for today, actually. Okay, well, that's it for today. Bye bye.